Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Great to have you with us on the program today. Our Shawn McBride is a business consultant, longtime attorney, CPA, the founder and managing member of the R. Shawn McBride Law Firm, PLLC, which concentrates on helping small to mid-sized businesses protect their assets, thrive in all business situations, and ultimately reach their desired outcomes. Shawn is known for providing highly personalized service and educating his clients so that they understand the law, can make sound decisions on legal matters affecting their business. Shawn is also an in-demand speaker and trainer, recently featured at a TEDx talk discussing the advantages women have in business. A published author, his latest Business Blunders, 10 Dangerous Business Mistakes and How to Protect Your Business So It Can Thrive, and currently conducting the McBride for Business 50-state tour, interviewing business owners in every state. Our Shawn McBride with us on This Week in America. Shawn, welcome to the program. It's great to have you on the program today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited about this. Looking forward to sharing some of these details with people.
Well, so much there that I mentioned in the beginning, and we're going to start with the tour in a second. But as I'm looking and reading all the material, you describe yourself as an undercover researcher. And when you get down to it, what research is pretty much the core of what you do, isn't it?
It is. Whether it's, working with a client, I'm researching what facts happened in their case, what was going on there, and how can we help them build the strategy they want. And then some of these bigger projects, the book, the Business Blunders book was a outcome of years of working with different clients and figuring out what people came to us a little too late. Sometimes clients would show up at our office, they had encountered problems, and at some point there was enough critical mass there. We said, okay, here's 10 problems we keep seeing over and over again. Let's put this in a book so that business owners can read it early in their business lives, avoid these problems before they happen. And this research theme keeps coming up over and over again, including into the 50-state tour, which I'm starting, which is really about getting a message of what's right in America and what business is doing great so we can all learn from it and do better.
This is exciting. You're going out to 50 states. You've got 4 different categories set up. Talk about the categories, and then we'll talk about how people can participate if they would like to be part of this exciting opportunity.
Absolutely. So we're hitting 4 different categories. And these are categories that kind of match my expertise and practice. They're areas that I want to, even deepen my knowledge in and also get people lessons because these are areas we see that people have struggles with. Number 1 is partnerships. Partnerships are great. They add a lot of economic value in the world, but they need to be done correctly and they need to be built on the right foundation to protect that wealth. So we're looking at partnerships that have done great things, that have built partnerships that have lasted, that have worked, and we want to take those lessons back so that other people can use them early in their partnership building process. We're looking at continuity planning. What happens when that business owner is no longer there? All of us at some point are going to walk out on life. And what does it look like at that point when we're no longer there? And how do we make that business last, leave that wealth for our families without leaving a huge problem for those that are there when we're no longer there? So being proactive with business owners and the planning they're doing for those situations. Another category we're looking at is entrepreneurship and empowerment through entrepreneurship. I think entrepreneurship and business building can really empower the business owner, but can also empower the teams and the companies. So we're looking for themes of what people are doing in that area. And then the 4th category is women in business. So building off my TEDx talk and having worked with a lot of female business owners over the years, there's things that I think women do particularly well in business that are under-celebrated, and we're looking for themes of that, and we're putting together lessons from that to really help people capitalize on these things and do business even better.
I mentioned it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to ask questions, to conduct the research that's so important to what you do. It's a great opportunity for the business as well, isn't it? The business person who's sitting there, because they're going to have give and take with you.
Absolutely. We'll go in there, we're going to talk through the business. It's going to be a chance to really analyze their business, think about it. Obviously, any informal ideas that come up, I'll pass along to them. With years of having strategy experience, there might be things we find in their business. They're also going to become part of this community of the businesses that have participated. Ultimately, there'll be books out of this and lessons for them, and there'll be publicity. It's a chance for them to get their story out to America about what they're doing in their business, what's unique about them, how they're helping customers. So it's also a publicity play for that business. And we'll do a little networking too. I'm going to cross-connect these businesses. When I see opportunities for them, I'm going to make sure I find an opportunity to interface them with other people and help them grow as well, because I want everybody to grow. And if I see an opportunity to help somebody grow, I want to add that fuel to their fire.
We're talking with our Shawn McBride on today's This Week in America. His website is mcbrideforbusiness.com. There you'll find information on the 50 states tour. He's going to all of the states, going to talk to at least one person in each of those categories. If you go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, you can link on directly to Shawn's website as well. Shawn, I know if you go to the website, you can actually apply. Talk about who exactly you're looking for and the application process.
Sure. The application process is fairly simple. If you go to that website, mcbrideforbusiness.com/50 states, you'll find that application form. And all you have to do basically is give us your name, give us the information about your business, and then we really want to know which category you fit in and why you're doing something exceptional in that area. So we're looking for established businesses that are doing something exceptional in one of those four categories and why they are unique or what they're doing that maybe other people can learn from, because the ultimate idea is to bring publicity and attention and power to those businesses, but also take these lessons to a broader place. So if you're doing something great with your partnership and really making it work in a way that maybe other people haven't done too often or is under-celebrated, we want to hear about what's unique about your business partnership and why it really works so we can share that story with others in America.
Also at the website, information on Shawn's book, Business Blunders, 10 Dangerous Business Mistakes and How to Protect Your Business so it can thrive. The book's available, of course, at the website, at Amazon, and all the usual places where you find books. And also, if you go to the website, you get the 3 laws of empowerment. And these, you look at them and you're going, boy, those are pretty simple. And sometimes we stumble over the simple, don't we? These are things that maybe are so obvious, we overlook them.
Right. And that's what the 3 laws of empowerment is built upon. You know, prepare yourself for success,
Right.
Really do a vision and dream, plan, and then protect. Make sure you get what's fair and right. And a lot of times we find companies do good on that middle part. You build plans, you build your business, but maybe you didn't do something to protect yourself and you have a problem with a partnership fallout, or as you know, the business owner ages, they're no longer able to participate in the business, starts having difficulties. And the other interesting thing is a lot of people don't spend enough time in the preparation element, really looking at what their life's going to look like in 10 years. And when I work with CEO groups, I often ask people, what's your 10-year vision? What are you trying to do? Where do you want to be 10 years from now? And think broadly, you know, your family, your business, where you are, how you're spending your time. And a lot of people don't spend enough time thinking about that because you have a lot of control over where you're going to end up in 10 years. So we try to get people focused on that. So when we do the 3 laws of empowerment, we bring things full circle from really where do you want to be? How do we make these plans work? And then how do we protect you to make sure you get where you want to go?
You'll find all that information at the website, and Shawn also is available for keynote speaking, training your company, organization travels all over the country doing that. And one of the comments I'm reading when you do the 3 laws of empowerment, when you're talking to executives, when you're talking to companies, they say they learn about unknown weak spots. You know, they're listening and it's like, wow, I haven't even looked in that area for years. And it is those spots that can trip you up, isn't it? The unknown.
Absolutely. And and I'm a big person on collaboration. You know, that's one of the themes I hit on of Women in Business in the TEDx talk. It's something I hit upon in the 3 laws of empowerment. We learn more from each other. We do great things when we work together. And part of that is building a team and building a lot of people working together to build what you want to build so that you learn where these weak spots are. You find where these unexposed problems are. You know, my book, Business Blunders, there's 10 things that people just got exposed to that they didn't even realize they were exposed to, and all too many business owners came to us too late. So we are really connecting those dots for people, really getting people to do a comprehensive plan, work through the issues, build something that really works for them, and avoid these blind spots before they reach out and grab you.
What I like about what you do, it's not overly complicated. You don't talk in lawyer speak. You talk in ways that the average business person can understand. Very direct in getting the message out there. It's got to be effective when you're talking to people because they really understand right away what you're talking about.
Right. I've learned over the years, and I've worked with a lot of audiences. You know, one of the interesting things about my career is I got pulled into speaking, and I started doing a lot of that, which caused me to learn from a lot of people. I got a lot of feedback and what people respond to and what they don't. So what I do now is I really bring things at different levels. So, you know, today we're talking a very high level, and this is what we would do for an introductory start with people. How do we build the plan? Where are we going in 10 years? Where are we going? And then we can drill down to as much detail as necessary. But we really have to take this stuff in phases, build a foundation first, as I often talk about in my keynote. You lay the foundation, and then you build upon it. And the foundation is these very simple elements. Where do you want to go? What's your basic plan, and how are we going to make sure you get there? That's the 3 laws of empowerment. And then we build layers upon it. We get more detailed and we get more intricate on how we would do that protection or how we would execute that plan or how detailed we get in that kind of preparation step.
And in the book, Business Blunders, you really sort of walk us through the process. You've got a checklist at the end of each chapter, and the chapters are very simple and easy to understand. The checklist at the end. Also the key documents, what we need to do to implement what we just read about over the last few pages.
Right, and that's one of the things we want to do. Is it's great to talk at a high level, theoretical level about, you need to make sure that you use your LLC the right way so that you have limited liability. But then I take the time to actually say these are the types of steps you want to take to protect that LLC and to make sure you're going to have these liability protections. So everybody can use those checklists. It's very much a checklist type book. These are the 10 things you want to look at, and these are the things you want to do to execute these 10 steps. I really want to make everything digestible for that business owner or that prospective business owner so that they can put their ducks in a row without having to really decipher or interpret what a lawyer is saying. This is really more of a business book saying these are things you should be doing as a business person, and here's how you do it.
The book we're talking about is Business Blunders, 10 Dangerous Business Mistakes and How to Protect Your Business So It Can Thrive. Our Shawn McBride, our guest on the program. Website is very simple, McBrideforBusiness.com. Link onto our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and go directly to Shawn's website. Mentioned several times the TEDx talk that you gave on advantages of women in business partnerships. You were like the only male speaker, if I understand correctly, that was there. Talk about that and the reception you've got, because you really feel there are some key advantages that women have in partnerships, and you have some brilliant examples.
Absolutely. The reception has been very warm, and I didn't know what to expect being the only male speaker at an event like this and, really focused on women issues. And the reason why it happened was my staff came to me and said I had this message and they wanted me to get it out there. I have a female-dominated staff. I work with a lot of female business owners. They were like, you really need to spread this message of what women are doing great in business. And I gave the speech, of course, giving it the first time to a real live audience. I didn't know what the response was going to be, but afterwards, people really pulled me to the side and they're like, we love this message. It's empowering. It's uplifting. It tells us where to focus. And one of the key themes there is, we all have different ways we compete. We do certain things better than others. That's just natural and human tendency. I go into research about what women and men do differently on a statistical basis. Everybody's different. And I say these are the things you might want to focus on when you're building your competitive strategy for your business. We each have to build our own competitive strategy, but I focus on things that women statistically do very well and say these are things you might want to focus on and emphasize in your business plan.
Yeah, we're back to where we started in talking about the research that is evident in the presentation. It's available on YouTube, and of course you've got a link for that at McBrideforBusiness.com. You're not talking stereotypes or generalizations here. You're actually talking hard research, and you've got a number of very valid examples of women partnerships that are thriving.
That's right. Women partnerships are doing great things. We see it over and over again, and then I dove into research because I didn't want to just be, these are generalizations based on, the number of clients I got. I mean, I have a large practice, but I don't see everything. So I really wanted to go broader and say, who have done these gender studies and what themes are we seeing? And then how do they tie into the business partnership world? And we weave it all together in that TEDx talk to talk about those critical themes we see for women.
Our Shawn McBride, our guest on the program. The website is McBrideforBusiness.com. We've touched on the book Business Blunders. What's really interesting, and you alluded to that before when you were talking about LLC, as you're going through the book, most people think, okay, you got an LLC, I'm protected. I am bulletproof. And really, that's not the case necessarily, is it?
No, it's not. And unfortunately, that's one of the big misconceptions we work with business owners on, particularly when they come to us after they form their business.
Yes.
Getting to come to a lawyer for the first time, we say, just because you filed something with the state to say I'm an LLC or I'm a corporation, you filed that paperwork. If you didn't do things the right way, you don't have your paperwork in the right order, and you didn't handle your financial transactions the right way with the right documentation, you may get all that liability protection, that separation between your personal assets and your business assets that you thought you had. You might get that ripped away by a court if anything bad ever happens. So we started working on rebuilding that. And that's one of the fundamental messages in Business Blunders that I really want to get out to people is, got to take it a step farther. Just filing with your state saying that you're a business is not enough to protect you. You've got to take it one step beyond, which is proper record keeping, internal affairs, the way you keep your books and accounts, a couple other additional things you need to do beyond that.
Is that a problem now as we hear more and more, and it's one of the groups you're talking about on the 50-state tour about the entrepreneurs, they're
Yeah.
focused on getting enough money to get the thing rolling. They're focusing on ideas and making those ideas work, and maybe not focusing on things like legal protection, which you talk about in the book Business Blunders.
Absolutely. You want to be realistic. Yes. Let's be real. If you're starting a brand new business, there's kind of a testing phase. You don't know if the business is really going to work. You don't want to put a ton of money in legal. I get it, and I understand that. But as soon as you start seeing proof of concept, you want to go out and do it. And if you're doing something risky, I mean, if you're doing something that's highly intellectual property related, like software or other things where you might get sued a lot, or rental real estate, you want to do that even sooner. But otherwise, you want to be building this foundation as you go. You need to be realistic and understand that in the event something bad happens, that other person's lawyer, that person that got hurt, it's their job to find every dollar they can find. And that means if they can find an avenue to get to your personal assets, they're going for it. So you need to have your house in order so if something bad happens on the business front, that you have your personal assets protected.
How difficult is it when you sit there and you're talking to some business owner who comes to you for legal representation, and because they didn't do adequate planning, it may even be too late to reverse this. It may be a situation where it has tragic consequences. How difficult is that when you're thinking, boy, with just a little preparation in the beginning, following the laws of empowerment, these things could have been alleviated?
Right. I care about people, and that's really one of the things. I want people to do things right, and it hurts me. It really does. When I see people that could have done something a little bit simple early on, and they didn't, and now they've got a huge problem. That's one of the reasons I'm out here carrying this banner. There's a lot of lawyers out there that just fix problems after they happen. Honestly, there's a lot of money to be made there, but I've taken it upon myself to carry the banner and tell people, let's get ahead of these things. Let's do things right from the beginning. Let's plan. And, for the people that really want to do things right, this message makes a lot of sense. So I'm really out there trying to get people to think ahead of time about these problems so that they're going to get where they really want to go in the end.
Our guest on This Week in America, Shawn McBride. We're talking about his book, Business Blunders, 10 Dangerous Business Mistakes and How to Protect Your Business So It Thrives. Shawn is also available for keynote speaking, training, company organization, all that information available at his website, McBrideforBusiness.com. And, of course, information there how you can participate in the 50-state tour, something that's very exciting and a great opportunity for you as Shawn makes his way around the country, continuing to conduct research. Shawn, the first of what I'm sure will be many programs. Time went by way too quickly. Thank you so much for being with us. A lot of great information on the program today.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it, and I do look forward to a future one. And, companies apply because we want great companies, we want great stories out there.
And you can do that by going to the website, McBrideforBusiness.com/50states. It'll take you right to the information how you can apply. Our guest on the program, Shawn McBride, website, McBrideforBusiness.com. You're listening to This Week in America, and we're back in just a couple of minutes.